Hey everybody, welcome to Chatbox Reviews. I'm Stan with my lovely wife Tanya here again. We're doing a review on Tolkien. We just got out of it and boy oh boy, it was really such a sweet story.
Yeah.
Reason why I've got this is because without this story of this brilliant writer and brilliant person, we wouldn't have these kind of wonderful,
Yeah.
elvish things and just a whole bunch
Beautiful
of
languages.
yeah, bunch of different generations of
Mm.
films, books, stories, cartoons, all this stuff. But so this is going to be sort of review slash. We'll go into spoilers as well. But yeah, pretty much. I went into this thinking this was going to be like a love story between him and his wife, and they'll just put light touches in there of his inspiration, everything, all about the books and everything.
Mm.
And what I really liked was this wasn't about him just writing this. This was a really interesting guy's life story. It was
Mm.
sort of strange just to see the way they found ways to put little nods and little elements here and there of this inspired that character. He based this off that friend he had, and this guidance counselor or whoever. That was a little bit of a nod to Gandalf. But then there's another character that's a nod to Gandalf, and all these brilliant little wonderful people who are in his life, and he's kind of weaved them all into the books and stuff. Obviously, it's it's not an exact replica of his
Yeah.
upbringing and everything, but there was a really nice love story between not just him and his wife and him and his friends, but between him and his passion
Yeah.
and sort of him developing that and stuff. I think Nicholas Hoult portrayed him brilliantly,
Yeah.
and I fell in love with Lily Collins
Yeah,
as
she's
well.
just a cute little bubble.
But what did you think?
I went on a magical, enchanted journey through Tolkien's life, and I'm so happy I did. It was just kind of got me so involved and invested in the story where you just feel so overwhelmed with like what he's feeling. So the love, the grief. There was moments that we teared up and we were laughing. So I was just fully immersed in the story. They just did a really good job.
And also too, yeah, it takes place
Yeah.
over 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and kind of starts from you know the beginnings of him as a child and takes you up to his adulthood, but they don't push it way up until like our modern age and stuff. They
Yeah.
kind of leave it in a nice place where you get to see like history's unfolding around him, and there's different things coming to be and stuff, but always like this kind of friendship and this love and this whole kind of like world he's sort of immersed in
Yeah.
this.
And just the languages he was able to come up with is beautiful.
Yeah, and also too he had I don't know, like that kind of, you know, for any kind of biopic or something where you've got, oh, so this is the creator and we're just going to see him create. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in here where he's not just creating, he's just trying to find something for himself.
Yeah.
And also too, like everyone who's inspiring him to like kind of follow like something that he's brilliant at, and he's just kind of like, yeah, that's just something on the side. I've got, you know, other things that I'm working on, and it all just kind of came together and stuff. But what do you think? Should we get into spoilers
Yeah.
and stuff?
Let's do it. Spoil it.
Yeah, right from the start. And I recommend that you do go see
Yeah,
this in the cinema and
definitely.
everything.
Get
Um,
immersed in his world.
Yeah, and it's definitely does feel like it's a nice couple movie or family movie to go see. Um, I feel that that moment when you meet his mother and you're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh man, she doesn't seem that nice and stuff, and then within like 5 minutes, you're already won over with like, oh man, that's like brilliant. His mother's like kind of inspired. This is where that inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
And then when she dies, you feel it. You're like, oh damn. Then there's like other moments when he's around his friends, and I'm like, oh, this is where he gets his inspiration for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one thing after another. He meets this Lily Collins, like, portraying
Yeah.
his future wife, and it's up in the air. Like, is he going to get together with her, or is he going to find someone else, or is she the one that,
Mm.
is she inspiring him and stuff? Right at the end, when she just says, "I hope this is all for, you know, for something.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it's going somewhere." And not like you're not just wasting time and stuff. But what do you think? What was your spoilers?
I really love the moments with his mum, just her expressing the stories that she was reading to her sons, and they had one of those candle turners where you light up the candle and the shadows hit the walls while she's telling it, and she's doing big, big movements and just reenacting all these things. So it was definitely a heartfelt moment for him to have such a connection to language and stories and writing just from her. And then for him to feel like such an outsider going to an elite school in an elite town and then kind of getting picked on by I guess the headmaster's son and his group of friends, and then becoming best friends with them all, and still kind of have that little outsider thing, but they keep immersing him into their group, just saying you're the best of us, like you have a gift and you should chase your dreams and do it at any cost.
And it's also a little bit heartbreaking too when you see at the start when he's in war
Yeah.
and he's going back and it's cycling through his friendship and stuff. It's like, why is he going? Why is he running across that field?
Mm.
Why is he trying to find his friend?
Yeah.
You know,
Shouting at
he's more or
Jeffrey.
less dead. He hasn't given up
Yeah.
hope, and it shows you that hope building to the point. And like when he wakes up and his wife's there and she's like, "I'm sorry, he died weeks ago."
Yeah.
And he was just like kind of devastated, and she's trying to give him like that reassurance,
Hope.
like, no,
Yeah.
you're alive, you're here, like that's important and
Yeah.
stuff. And he's just still kind of like, this sucks,
Mm.
because he wanted to live his dream of doing what he wanted and now he can't.
Yeah.
And like that got me so choked up. I was like so just burned out by like, oh my goodness,
Hmm.
like what the hell. But yeah, like anything else, like
Well, I really did love the love story between him and his wife. So just the fact that she was a companion for the old lady who lived there, and kind of like another boarder as a child. So she was also an orphan who got given the role to look after this old lady, to play her music, do what she wanted, do her hair, all that kind of stuff. And for him to go on a little bit of a journey with her, and for them to have those moments together, like even
in the park,
backstage at the theater
yeah,
as
when they're
well,
dancing around. But that
dancing
park, when
around.
she's talking
Yeah,
about, like, I'm here, I'm alive, but I'm not living the way I want to live
yeah,
and stuff. But like, yeah, that little bit under the theater and stuff,
mm,
it shows him falling in love with her
yeah.
and her falling in love with him, and just like, I don't think it was rushed.
No, it was beautiful because it was just two free spirits just kind of having fun, dressing up in all these fancy costumes and reenacting the play that they could hear, but they couldn't actually watch because he couldn't afford it. Um, was really beautiful, and just to see how it all kind of wrapped up at the end of him telling a story to his kids and his wife through the forest was just a beautiful little
That
story.
was such a sweet
Yeah.
end to it as well, and just a little narration of like what's to come and stuff like. But I just there was a few moments where they did give nods to the
Okay.
films, but
Yes.
to the stories, and I was just like, that's a nice little touch. But you could have not even put those bits in there, and this still would have been really, really great.
There was the one where he flashes back to him in the army in the trenches and stuff, and this young fellow is just following him around and won't leave. Like he's just saying, like, you get to safety, you go find Jeffrey. I'll wait here. And he's like, I'm not leaving you, sir.
Yeah,
And his name was Sam.
and you're just like,
Samuel
oh wow.
Darley. So I was just like, and he wraps him up in a blanket to go find Jeffrey because Tolkien orders him to. So he wraps him up in a blanket, puts a hood over him, and it just reminds you of when
Yeah,
Frodo's hiding from the wraiths and stuff. So
Just different things like that was really sweet. I enjoyed
yeah,
all of that. I can't really point out any problems I had with this.
yeah.
The only thing I think I can say I had a problem with is that it ended. I could have sat
It
there
was
for another hour
yeah.
and watched more of that story
Yeah,
unfold and
yeah,
stuff.
that's true. I couldn't find anything I didn't like.
There was never a moment when I was sitting there just like, oh, come on, let's just move the story.
Yeah,
Let's get
no.
going. There was always just that intrigue of like, oh man, like that's
Yeah, because
really interesting this bit.
yeah, we
And
love Lord of the Rings, we love The Hobbit, so just to kind of get a sneak peek at the man's life, the creator's life of how he thought of it all is just awesome.
and fingers crossed, this opens up the door for other flicks like
Yeah.
this. So we get J.K. Rowling.
Oh, that'd be so
That'd
good.
be great. That's a story that needs to be told. Well, it's been told, but we need to
I
see
would
a
love to
film of
see
it.
in movies because that's so relevant.
And then, like, also too, you have the great George Lucas.
Mm.
That's a story I'd love to like see. Stan Lee. There's a freaking like. There's not enough time in like 3 hours to tell all his story, but
Yeah.
damn, it would be nice to see a lot more of these. Like, and
Yeah.
I forget who the director was, but the writers and director, everything.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job, and
Yeah, there are elements, like you said, of them putting in bits and pieces of the movies, which definitely comes across when he's in the field of battle and when him and his friends are joking around and having fun.
Dome Kozoskos. I can't pronounce it because I'm horrible. But
Looks like
yeah,
Kozlowski.
I like the music as well. Thomas Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the music, and I really liked different little elements in there and stuff that they jammed in. But yeah, what did you guys think? Do you agree with us?
Just so you know, this movie doesn't come out until June 13th, so
In Australia.
in Australia. So yeah, definitely make sure you check it out before you watch these spoilers.
And if you do get a chance to see it at Palace Cinemas. Big thank you out to Kylie
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, 20th
Fox.
Century Fox.
Yeah,
So
20th Century
good. Thank you
Fox.
so much. We
Yep.
really appreciate anything, and movies are passion. So yeah, we really enjoy going along to anything that you guys throw at us.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe.
Yeah, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and yeah, make sure you comment below.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.